Hi, welcome to Management Learning Meets, a series of short introductions to some of our most exciting papers and a chance to find out more from the researchers behind them.
In this short video, we hear a little bit more from Leah Tomkins and Eda Ulus regarding their paper on experiential learning published with Management Learning. They talk about their experiences working with each other on this research and also how the paper has informed their teaching practice. They also give some advice to early career researchers regarding the process of research and publishing.
When I look at that paper again now, one of the things that really strikes me is how exploring this notion of experience and experiential, we drew on phenomenological writers, including Hopkins, I think, said that we should look at lived experience more as improvised live jazz than as a Beethoven quartet. And I think as early career scholars, which we were during this period, it's really easy to get locked in that sense that actually the world is asking us to bring out our Beethoven qualities rather than be truer to our lived experience. And the experience of us working together on this paper did bring to the fore that it's okay to admit to being nervous, to being afraid when you're going into a class, afraid of when you're going into an interview. It's okay to admit to things being more like improvised, messy jazz than some kind of Beethoven quartet, because that's normal and it's human.
Well, there were a lot of things that I took away from doing the research. So being able to understand the importance of expertise, and if I could add a comment about the practice of academic research and writing. One of the things I also took away from the process of doing this paper, being in the seminars with Leah and also doing the work together, is the importance of being open about our experiences as scholars. And I think one of the brave things that happens in this paper is the risk of disclosing that we have failed, and furthermore that we share that failure with others, with students, and that does not have to be something that's negative. That can be something incredibly actually inspiring and powerful, which I found out from interviewing these students. So I think that for readers of this work who are academics who are interested in advancing work, I think it goes a long way towards saying we are people and we have experiences and they matter, and it takes quite a lot of courage to take these kinds of risks, and it inspires me to take more of these risks too.
When I think about this particular paper, I realise in retrospect that this was the first paper where I had the courage to say some things which were politically perhaps a little bit incorrect. Because other papers that I have published in other journals perhaps I've taken intellectual risks, but this was the first one when I felt that I could be supported, both because of our collaboration, but also because of experiences with the journal and with the reviewers, supported to take risks and to actually say, this topic, this approach of experiential learning may be incredibly popular, but that shouldn't make it immune from critique. And I look back, and that was the first paper where I had that sort of courage to be able to say, not actually sure whether this approach works. And subsequent research that I have done and submitted to Management Learning, but also elsewhere, has, I think, followed in that vein, that if we don't give voice to the things that we're not sure about, then we feel anxious and maybe lose authenticity as scholars, but also we risk losing credibility in the eyes of our students. And this paper was the first time where I felt supported and able to put some of that on paper.
Advice that I would give to early career scholars, based upon my experience, is stay true to your passion. And if you are questioning something, take it through. Yes, it can be risky. It can be done, especially if you have supportive sources like this journal that are really encouraging of that. And to talk about your experiences with supportive colleagues like I have, and to keep questioning, keep challenging, and keep writing.
So one of the other papers in management learning that I draw on a lot in my research which looks specifically at experiential but relates it to sense making, is Holt and Cornelison on sense making revisited. And I think that is a really powerful elaboration of the experience from a Heideggerian perspective, of moods in particular. And so if people are interested in exploring the notion of experience that we outlined in this paper in greater philosophical depth, then I think that paper would be a great next one to pick up.